Adam, and today I'm going to demonstrate our brand new cute car cutter set. I'm going to show you how I made the cars on this cake that we have here, how we attach the numbers that you can put a stripe on, and I'm also going to show you quickly how we could do a spotted effect. I'm going to start with some red modelling paste, and you can buy modelling paste off the shelf, or you can make it yourself by simply adding some Tylo or CMC or Gumtrag to your fondant. You need to knead your modelling paste well. Mine's already been kneaded quite well in advance of making the video. And then you need a non-stick rolling pin and a non-stick mat, and you need to roll it out. And what you will notice is that when you're using modelling paste, it's a lot firmer than using fondant. This gives your fondant strength and makes it far easier to handle, and it also dries quicker. You want to roll this out just to a couple of millimeters thin. If you want to make a 3D car to stand on the top of your cake, as we've done on our display cake, you would make this one a little thicker just to give it strength when it's standing up. So we take our cutter. If your modelling paste is still a bit sticky, then leave it to dry out for just a little bit. We pop the cutter on top and apply pressure, making sure that you apply particular pressure around the windows because we want these to cut out. Move it around your mat and then remove the excess. What I do is I turn my cutter over, and where I can see that the windows have been, I then go over with my finger. This will give you a nice clean cut, making sure that you haven't got any frayed edges. And then I simply pop the windows through and then gently push the body of the car through. Now we're going to cut out the wheels. So here again we have some modelling paste. Knead it well. And roll it out. And then what you do is you cut out two wheels, just as we did before. You can see that you get a nice clean cut. Pop that to one side. On the cutter for your wheels, you've got a large circle and a small circle, and this is really nice to cut out the small circle in the same colour as your car or a different colour, and pop it in the centre of your wheels, and this adds a nice small amount of detail to your car. Move it around and just pop it through. Just going to turn those over. There. So there's the first part of your car cut out. Now ideally you want your wheels to dry, so I'm going to pop them on my foam pad. I'm just going to show you how I added the stripe onto the car. Take a small amount of white modelling paste again. All of mine has been made, just add in the Tylo powder to it rather than buying it. So roll out your white modelling paste into a nice long strip, and what you want to do is you want to check first that the strip that you've rolled out is long enough for your car. So I'm just going to pick the car up and place it next to it and measure it across. That's absolutely fine. Now that's just a tiny bit stickier than I'd like it to be, so we're going to allow that to dry out just for a few minutes. The tool I'm going to use to cut a thin strip to put a stripe across our car is the FMM multi-ribbon tool. In the pack you get 3 different designs of wheels. You've got a frilled edge, a straight edge and a stitch-in wheel, and you can also adjust all the different thicknesses of the strip that you would like to cut out. I'm just going to adjust mine. Here it shows that you can make all different widths just by removing and inserting the pieces. Now we want the smallest that we can have. Now a little tip is when you start to cut out your strip, what you want to do is not start at the very end, because when they're so narrow they can quite easily curve up into your tool. If it does stick, you might need to add a little bit of dust on it with your dabber dust. So you just pop the tool on, apply pressure, and you can cut out a thin strip. Cut the end off. Remove the excess. There's your strip of white paste. What I would do is I would attach this with just a little bit of water across your car. Make sure you get it nice and straight. Just pop your cutter over the top and cut the edge off. So there you have a stripe on your car. I'm going to pop that one over there onto the foam pad. And now I'm going to show you how to make a car with spots on. Again, we're using the modelling paste that I've already made earlier. I think the correct ratio for modelling paste is around 1/4 of a teaspoon to 250 grams of fondant. Knead it well and roll it out again. Over. Just going to pop my piece of modelling paste over here, and now we're going to knead some of the Power Blue modelling paste, and we're going to add some spots. So this has been kneaded well. Roll it out on your non-stick board. Just so you've got a nice dry piece of modelling paste. If it is a bit sticky, just set it to one side and just leave it for 5 minutes. What we're going to use is one of the essential shapes tappets that we have here, and this is a great little set. You've got all different shapes on there. You've got 5 or 6 of each different one. You've got diamonds, triangles, you've got squares, you've got hexagons, you've got circles, ovals, rectangles, and you've got wonky rectangles. But today I'm going to use the circles. Just pop it to one side. It's up to you what size circle that you would like to use. On the top, wiggle it around, and you can either pop it through like this, or you can just flick it out. So you can do all different size circles if you wanted to. Let's go on the card. There. Do another. Little one. I'm going to do one of the slightly bigger. This to one side. Put it back over, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop the circles on top. Just put a tiny bit of water on. So you can pay a little bit more care to this. Put one there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to take my rolling pin and just go over the top, and we're just going to push the circles into the pink modelling paste. Turn that round, and then what I'm going to do is just pop my card cutter over the top. Move it around my non-stick board, and just as we did before, go over the edge of the cutter with your fingers, pop your windows through, and here you have a spotty car. Just there. So I'm going to pop that onto the foam pad to dry. What we've also done on the car, we've added a number, because these cars, they're having a race to the top. So for this, we use the alphabet and number set. This is the uppercase set, but it also comes in a lowercase set. This is one of our most popular letter sets. So for this, I'm using black modelling paste again. You can also use flower paste in the letter sets if you want to knead it and roll it out. Now you definitely want to roll this out quite fine, and you also need to leave it dry off just a little bit to get a little bit of a crust over the top of the fondant. So I'm just going to pop this to one side, and while we're waiting for that to dry, I'm just going to show you how to stick the wheels onto your car. Now I would wait until my wheels are quite dry, and the reason why I would do this is because if you was to attach one of our ones that was softer from earlier, it might end up flopping like this, which doesn't look so nice once you've got it on your cake. So if you can be patient and allow your wheels to dry out as much as possible, you're going to get a much nicer and cleaner finish on your cake. So I'm just going to stick the wheels on with a little bit of water. You can use royal icing if you want to, or edible glue, but I always find that water works perfectly fine. Just going to put these in the centre. And you would leave that to dry off a little. Apply pressure. Remove the excess and just take any little bits out. And then you just tap it onto your work surface and your number will drop out. We're just going to pop it onto our car. So again, we're just going to put a little bit of water on the car. Just gently pick up your number and pop it on. And that will dry off. You can attach it to the side of your cake. So you can attach it on here just the same as I did with these, just with some water on the side of your cake. And we've also made the 3D topper on top. So we allowed the car to dry out completely, and particularly the wheels. Otherwise you're going to look like you've got a punctured tyre. And if I just show you on the back, what we've done is we've applied 2 small pieces of fondant here, and I've secured the flags to the back of the car to give your car support to stand up to make the 3D topper. That's our brand new cute car cutter set by FMM Sugarcraft. Thank you for watching, and we hope you've enjoyed what you've seen.